afternoon. It's Tuesday, September the 30th, and welcome to another edition of Bruce Leonard Leans Left, while it's still legal. I, of course, am Bruce Leonard. A lot going on today. A lot going on every day nowadays. It seems like, they had the gathering of the generals today. And if you didn't see that, you know your country's in a bad spot when a military coup seems to be the best option. It's like, who's going to stop this guy? The Republicans aren't going to stop him. Apparently there's no line he can cross. It's too much for them. Republicans refused to swear in the woman that won the election in Arizona, thereby still delaying the Epstein. See, they're only delaying the inevitable. It's going to happen. They have the votes. They're going to force the vote onto the floor, and then they're going to vote to not release the files. On the record. Because I don't know what Donald Trump has on these people, but apparently it's something. Or they're in the files too. Who fucking knows? But the fact that they will not allow this vote to happen, I mean, like I said, they're only delaying the inevitable. It's going to happen. Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie have the votes. What's up, John? To force the vote on the floor. Now, how are these people going to vote no to release the Epstein files and then go back to their districts? What are they going to tell their people? What do you, like I said, what are you trying to hide? The fact that we have now discovered that the people in the Venezuelan boat were fishermen, not drug dealers. That the President of the United States and the Secretary of Defense of the United States murdered people. There ain't no other way to put it. They blew up a boat full of fishermen so they could show a film to you and pretend like they were being tough and killing drug dealers. And nobody cares. The Congress doesn't care that the president is murdering people. I mean, it's murder. You can use semantics all you want. You can try to talk whatever you want. It's that these are fishermen. They're not drug runners. And they blew them up. It's murder. Plain and simple. I don't care if it's in international waters or what. It's murder. The president is murdering people with the military. And they gathered them all today so Pete Hegseth could tell them they need to do more push-ups, or whatever. I don't know. And then he's saying a bunch of other shit. And then Trump comes out and talking about, we need to use American cities as a training ground for the military. I'm not kidding. With dead silence. He was begging them to applaud. Begging, literally begging them to applaud. Because they were sitting in stunned silence. They can't even believe that, that this is happening. And nobody's going to stop them. What's up, Julia? Purchased your new pee-pee gun today? What'd you get? I'm glad. I said, make sure you get some bullets. You're going to need them too. It's, if you were to tell me that we lived in a world where the President of the United States would be murdering people in the international waters, just randomly striking votes just for a reality TV show. And that the Congress and that the Supreme Courts and anyone wouldn't do anything about it. Glock 9mm, good choice. Lightweight, powerful. I got a 45. It's heavy as shit. I mean, it's not so heavy that you can't, shoot it, but it's big and heavy to be carrying around. That's for sure. It's not a good pocket gun. It's or a concealed carry gun. It fucking weighs about 5 pounds. Feels like. But I shot it, and goddamn, you want to get hit by that motherfucker. We were shooting out my dad's farm, and he had to put a cardboard target up. When I shot that 45, it hit the ground. The bullet went through the cardboard, went into the dirt, and the fucking dirt went. You're like, dude, that thing will blow a hole right in you. Yes, John. Every one of these people are horrible, degenerate pieces of shit. Yes, all of them. Not just the president, but the vice president, the attorney general, the director of Homeland Security, the Speaker of the House, the John Thune, the head of the Senate. He doesn't seem like he's one of them, but yet he's going along with everything. That's what makes me think, like, they have to threaten these people. They have to. There's no way. That's why what Thomas Massey is doing is so impressive and brave, because he's actually standing up to him. He's the only one. Rand Paul, kind of, too. It's something about being from Kentucky, I think. It's always been a little bit of, fuck you. I'm from Kentucky, fuck off. It's like, I have it too. It's just something just born into you, I guess, when you're born here. Julie says she also has a SW 9mm and a Browning 22. Yeah, see, now you have two 9mm of them. See, I bought not every caliber, but all my guns are different caliber. I got a 22 and a 380 and a 9mm and a 45. And I have a 30-06 single shot rifle with the scope that was my stepfather's deer hunting rifle. I have that too. If you got to shoot long range, I guess. If you want to snipe somebody. I haven't gone out and practiced though. Like I need to do that. Like I've never tried to shoot like long range. I've only ever shot like pistols, so it's not that. You don't put a pistol target too far. Ruger 22 rifle. What do you want 22 rifle? When you get a rifle, you need to be able to just blow up. Yes, it's a Kentucky thing, John. It's an attitude that you're born with when you're born here. I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess it's the do-it-yourself, gumption thing. We don't like to be told what to do by other people. Kentucky. That's one of the reasons why this state was founded. Daniel Boone was like, fuck that, I'm going where I can do what I want. He went through hell. Now Daniel Boone is a questionable person that like they hold him up as a hero, but the real story is more complicated. And it's like, is he a hero or is he a piece of shit? Or is he a bit of both? It's like, but he definitely went through a lot to set up this state, and he kept doing it. They kidnapped his family, the Indians, and he still kept coming. He's like, fuck. Again, he's like, fuck you. Yes, John. That is true. Cheap and light ammo. But yeah, you need headshots because you can't stop no one with 22. You might shoot a guy 4 or 5 times, still coming at you. It's like, no, that's not true either. I seen a guy get shot with a 22 in the hip, and he was screaming fucking like a baby. You know, he felt out. Ah! I mean, fucking getting shot hurts, I'm sure. But if you're in the apocalypse, everybody's in fight or flight mode, you know, so everybody's fucking, like I said, amped up. So I personally rather just blast them with that 45, and I promise you they won't keep coming. Blow a big hole in them. I don't know. The fact that you have to think like this at all is disturbing, like I said. Especially after today, Trump was talking to the military, directly. Yes, John, and a knife to the liver, always fading. Yeah, you ever seen guys in New York and say, "That's a kill"? It's like, yes, anytime you get the liver, it's a kill. Because all that poison that's in the liver comes out into your body and fucking get sepsis and die. What says? Oh, she wants the rifle because she lives in the country. There are too many critters on the property. Yeah. My dad. This is funny. My dad's at farm. I told you at Brookville, and there's a groundhog out there, and my dad's like, I hate that fucking groundhog because he dug into his basement, and it's digging, holes all over the yard and shit. And he's like, I hate that fucker. Like, I'm gonna get him. He's got all these guns now, He's like, I can't wait. I'm gonna get this fucker. And he was out there. He said he was out there. He was coming outside, and he saw the groundhog. He's like, ah! He grabbed his gun. He's like, ah! And safety was on. He's like, ah, god damn it! The groundhog started to take off. He turns the safety off, and he goes around the corner. And he's got him cornered like by the steps, and he's like, ah! And he bang shot and missed him, but he's about 2 feet away. Then he took off. He's like, God damn it! Yes, groundhogs are tough, but no, this is the point. Like, and he's been practicing shooting and all this other shit. It's just like they say about a gunfight or whatever, Like when the shit is really happening, you get all excited. You'll miss, It's like that scene in Unforgiven when Gene Hackman's talking about gunfighting. It's like, it's all good if you could, draw real fast and all that shit. He's like, that's all good. He's like, but that don't mean too much against a guy with a, cool head who doesn't get rattled under fire, who would just pull his gun out and shoot you. Because you'll be like, ah, and you'll be fumbling, and he's like, and you'll pull it out, and he's like, yeah, and you'll miss, and then he's like, and the other guy, it's like, being cool under pressure is worth a lot more than a lot of, people train and they think they have all these skills and they're like, yeah, I got some skills. I've been, get shooting range all the time. I'm like, so my dad's been shooting guns. That's his hobby now, buying guns. He just be out there shooting guns at his farm. I'm sure he's a pretty good shot at this point. And then he got all excited about the groundhog, and he's like, ah! Same as a gunfight. What do you say? But it's like, what was the quote from the movie? He says, hard enough to shoot somebody, he's like, let alone they're shooting back at you. That'll flat rattle some folks. It's like, yes. Most people, if they haven't been in those kinds of situations, or haven't confronted actual death enough times, that the fear is gone. That is what matters more than anything. A lot of people that are going into the apocalypse, they're blind. They don't have any experience. It's like dire, desperate situations. Never been homeless or robbed trying to sell weed when you were young, at a gunpoint. For whatever dumb shit you did. If you've done a lot of things in your life, you got experience. And the apocalypse won't rattle me. No, that doesn't mean you won't get killed by somebody, but most of the time, like I said, these people talk a lot of shit. These people, I've talked about this before. The people that have hoard all the guns, they got all the guns and all the ammo, and they're like, I got all this shit, and that don't mean nothing. A guy with one pistol can kill you and take all your shit while you're fumbling around because you've never actually been in a life or death situation, and you start tripping. People start. I was in a car wreck once, and my friends. I was in the band, right, and the guitar player in the band, his friend was driving this Blazer, and we went to Ybor City or something in Tampa. We were coming back across the causeway, and these people hit us in the back. They clipped us. It was like a pit maneuver, kind of like they came flying up, and they tried to pass us, but I guess they were fucked up. So they got too close, and they clipped us right in the corner of the bumper, right, and the fucking Blazer went and flipped right over. It was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced, and I've experienced a lot of shit. That was the weirdest thing, because we were just talking and driving in his car, and all of a sudden the car was on the roof. And the car was upside down. And it happened so fast that I wasn't wearing a seatbelt, right? And the car flipped over, and I just fell from the seat right to the floor of the ceiling of the car. And you could feel the asphalt underneath. And as the car was skidding down this causeway, and sparks and glass were flying, and I remember I just curled into a ball, and I just yelled out, "What the fuck just happened?" Anyway, so the car skids to a stop, right? And then my friend's like, "Get out before we get hit by another car," because we were riding on the causeway. Or the car explodes, like in the movies, or something. So we were all just scrambled out of the car, we ran across to the guardrail, jumped over the guardrail, was like laying on the grass. It was like, "Are you okay?" Like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not really injured. I had some minor cuts and a little bit of blood coming out because of the glass and shit that was flying around, but I was not injured at all." And my friend's like, "Are you injured?" Like, "No, not injured." And he's like, No, I'm good. I'm good." Like, okay, so then we're standing there, right? And about a minute goes by, maybe 2 minutes, and the guy who was driving my friend's friend, he starts doing that shit. "Oh my God." "We just almost died." It's like, me and my friend were standing like, yeah, we did, but we're okay, right? He's like, oh my God." I swear to God, I've never seen anything like it. He started having like a full-blown panic attack. He's getting his cigarettes. He's all like, it's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "We almost died." It's like, yeah, we did. Welcome to life. Life is a never-ending series of, "Oh, I almost died." It's like, that's what life is. But that's what I'm talking about. All these people that talk about the apocalypse, of all these things that they'll do, like, they don't know anything about anything. When the real shit hits the fan, they'll be like that guy. "Oh my God." Gotta be standing in front of his gun safe with 55 fucking guns in it that he's been buying all these years, and he'd be shaking like a leaf. "Oh my God, what?" Or he saw someone get killed outside. "Oh my God." People would be killing each other in the streets. If you've never seen that, yes, Ken got lucky. The tow truck driver came. I swear to God, he he came. He goes, "You always in that? You always in that blazer?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "I've pulled dead people out of less than this." It's like you were lucky as fuck. Yes, lucky. You know the craziest part is my friend was in the front seat, right, and he didn't have a seatbelt either, and so as the car was skidding, he was like holding on to the car, right, and like part of his body was hanging out of the passenger window, and after we ran and jumped over the guardrail, right, his pants were his pants and his wallet were all burned up from the pavement, but he didn't get fucked up because the wallet saved him from getting road burn or whatever. So yeah, all around was like, if you're religious, you're like, that's when you're like, oh, the hand of God saved us. I've almost been killed several times, and every time that I don't get killed, I'm like, why did I not get killed? Like they always ask that philosophical question. It's like, well, universes keep me around for something. It's like, makes the mundane everyday life, a little easier to swallow because you're like, well, there's got to be some purpose for me to still be alive after so many times I should have been killed, like when the guy almost shot me out front of my own bar, and the time I almost got ran over by a bus. I mean, I'm sorry. I was getting off the bus and I almost got ran over by a car. It was so close that I had paint on my pants. And I could have even got my leg ripped off very easily. Another half an inch forward and the car would have hit my leg. Ba-zoom! I've had lots of lucky experiences, like the same thing, and you'd think that would make me get religious, but it didn't. Right? John says his arm was laying on the pavement when he flipped the truck. Yeah. No, it was wild. I said all of his pants in the back were all shredded, and his wallet was, had skid marks on it from the road. Like if he didn't have that wallet because his ass was hanging out the window. If he didn't have that wallet in his pocket, half of his ass cheek would have probably got, ripped off or grounded off on the pavement. Because we were going 55 miles an hour, at least. Because we were crossing, I said, the causeway in Clearwater, Florida. Yeah, they had to bring a flatbed and pull it up because it was on the roof. The car completely flipped over. It was almost perfect the way it happened, because I said you could never recreate it again. It was like something out of a movie. Like they clipped us right in the corner of the bumper, right at the right spot. That just flipped it right over. Plus, those blazers are known for tipping. So we were going about 55, and they were probably going 80 at least, maybe even faster. And when they hit us, boom! The car just went. It didn't roll. It just went from the wheels to the roof. It just started skidding. It's crazy. It's one of the craziest things that ever happened to me. This was the funny part. Then afterwards, we weren't hurt, but my friend was trying to talk us into, hey, let's say that our neck hurts or whatever, and to get some money from the insurance company. And I was like, yeah, until we play a show. Like, hey, look at those guys on stage jumping around, playing rock and roll. It's like those guys said they were hurt. It's like, yeah. Crazy. Anyway, back to what we were talking about before we got sidetracked. Is the president of the United States is out of control, and no one seems to want to do anything about it. See, Julius, did you hear what he said? Drunk Hegseth said, if what I'm saying here makes your heart sink, you should do the right thing and just resign. Really? And leave this all to you? It's like, I don't think so. See, this is when the rubber meets the road in this situation. Like you said, the military, there's plenty of people in the military who aren't MAGA. Now there's a lot of MAGA people in the military. The military is split just like us. So when they start giving these fucked up orders to shoot at, citizens or whatever the fuck they do, are people going to obey these orders, or are people going to lay their guns down so they're not going to do it? I mean, this is when, like I said, because I saw some footage from Portland yesterday, and there are plenty of people who will put the jackboots on and attack you, because there was plenty of them. The whole company of fucking armed troops came busting out of this gate. And who were they attacking? These violent terrorists. They were like hippie kids with backpacks and shit. They marched up on them and started hitting them with the riot shield and spraying, gas, spraying pepper spray on them. And like, they don't look like dangerous terrorists. They look like fucking kids. I was giving this to brave kids. Some of them had motorcycle helmets and shit. Like, they knew that they were probably going to get beat up. They were still there. See, that is America, my friends. Like I said, more like France. Only France seems to have a lot more people who aren't fucking spineless bitches who just lay down and take this. That's what I'm saying, is if nobody's going to do anything about this guy, then we got to do something about it. Like, we got to make a general strike. We got to start protesting hardcore. You're going to see, we're not going to take this shit. It's illegal. He's a murderer. And then people say, oh, you said you're kicking up the rhetoric or whatever. It's like, dude, look at the video. They blew up a fishing boat. That's what I said, John. Military coup seems like a good option. A military coup, you depose him from power, and then you just have another election. Or you could, I guess you could put a placeholder in office until the next election. Either way, if they want to impeach him, he needs to be removed. He's out of control. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a Congress so cowed to this person. And I know what it is. They're scared of him because he's got the Proud Boys and the January Sixers. He's got all these people that are crazy, and he can unleash them on you at any time. And I'm sure that's the implication that he gives to them if they don't, if you don't go along with what I say, I'll start true socialing, about you, and then these nutcases will start getting onto you, and they go, okay. We haven't even talked about everything's left-wing violence, they say, right? We haven't talked about the guy who smashed his truck with 2 big American flags in the fucking bed of the truck, smashed it into the LDS church, went in there and started shooting everybody, and then set the place on fire. MAGA. One of these uber Christian nationalists that, well, yeah, John, that's what the military coup is. The whole administration's got to go. Him and all the nutlickers. That includes Vance, Hegseth, Pam Bondi. They all got to go. The fact that I don't know if you remember this, but in Newark a couple months ago, they were protesting at the ICE facility because they were trying to get inside to see the inside of the facility, and they wouldn't let them in, even though they're supposed to. The mayor of the city and the congressperson from that district were trying to get inside to see what was going on, and they wouldn't let them. And then they wound up arresting that mayor of Newark which they later dropped the charges because it was bullshit. But this body camera footage just came out where the agent says he's under the specific direction of Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General of the United States, under specific directions from him directly to a street level agent to arrest that mayor. Why? Because Trump wanted it. None of this is legal or normal. The Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General of the United States should never be talking to street level agents, let alone giving them orders that come directly from the President of the United States. This is dictator shit. And nobody cares. These Republicans don't care. They're going to shut down the government tonight, at midnight, because they refuse to even negotiate with Democrats about anything. It's like, well, that's not how it works here. People are, and they're already trying to blame the Democrats. They have the House, the Senate, and the White House. And they control all three branches of government, and they're about to shut down the government, and they're saying it's the Democrats' fault. And the MAGA people will believe them. Because it's a cult, bro. It's a fascist cult. They want, I've said this 100 times, I'm going to say it again. They don't care about anything except enforcing their will upon you. That's all they care about. Power. Period. They don't give two fucks about your family, your people, the economy. They don't care. They're rich. People think that these people care about them. This is the problem, is we keep electing these fucking jerk-offs to be our fucking representatives. Chuck Schumer's gonna write a strongly worded letter. They asked him, what was he gonna do about Portland? And Trump trying to send the military into Portland. And Chuck Schumer was like, well, we hope that some Republicans will help us to pass some legislation. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like, Chuck Schumer has got to go. It's like, these Democrats don't understand that it's not politics like it used to be. This is war. You know, political war. They will lie. They will gaslight the fuck out of you. They will break laws. They will do anything. And writing strongly worded letters is not enough anymore. They don't respect your power because there is no power. Because as long as the Republicans control the Congress, they can shut down anything. You can't pass any legislation. You can't do any oversight. So if you're a Republican and you're out there, now I'm sure there's not a lot of Republicans that will be watching this show, but if you are, you need to remember that you're still an American too. And that this freedom that you're giving away, it's your freedom too. And eventually, it's going to come back around. Yes, Julia, he's trying to emulate his boss Putin, for sure. He just hasn't been able to, like, toss people down the stairs yet. Or whatever. Yes, they all need to go. That's what I was saying, is the military coup wouldn't be too bad right now. It's the Pentagon just got together and was like, hey, you know what? This is out of control, you know. And it's the Supreme Court's fault, too. They should remove them as well. You enabled this to happen. What's the point of laws if you don't enforce the laws? That's the question. And Trump is just, it seems like the whole strategy is to break as many laws as you can and dare them to do something about it. And no one has done anything. No, there's some people that have stood up and fought back, and they won their court cases and all that shit, and so they had to turn away from them and go to somebody else. But they're still doing heinous, illegal shit. Let's say, and these people have money too. They're rich. They're establishment. They're like, oh, he went after Disney. Oh, Disney stood up to him. Oh, yeah, well, Disney's $1 billion corporation. What if he comes at you? What if he comes at me? What if he decides he does it like a show like this, and people like me need to be dealt with? He starts sending people to my house. Well, I don't have the money to hire a big lawyer. I'll get rolled over in the system. I'll just disappear. And that's how they do it. Regular people, they'll call us agitators, and they'll make us disappear somehow. And Jake Tapper won't be coming around to find out what happened to me. I promise. That's why I need a bigger audience. You guys need to fucking tell people. If you care about my life, you'll spread this show around so I have a big enough audience. And I'll make Jake Tapper's show when they make me disappear. They'll go, what happened to that guy? It's like, instead, there'll be like 100 of you. Like, what happened to him? I don't know. He just didn't come on the air one day. Fact that they're going to shut down the government because they won't negotiate putting Medicare back, but they gave $20 billion to fucking Argentina. And no one cares. Like Julie said, like in France, it'd already be like, "Let fuck you," and shit would be on fire. People would be in the streets. This would never have gotten that far. You know why that is? It's because those people have actually dealt with fascism. They've actually seen it up close and personal. They probably have relatives who were killed. And they're like, "Let fuck you. This is not happening again." It's like, Viva la resistance. And we don't have that spirit here anymore. We've gotten too soft and lazy, been sitting around watching Dancing with the Stars for 25 years. Eating Snickers bars, getting fat and happy. This country hasn't faced a lot of adversity in a while. Not to me. In the 60s, it was a turbulent time. There was a lot of stuff going on. And people were, the civil rights movement and all that shit, and there was a lot of stuff happening. After that was all settled, after Nixon, everything kind of chilled out for a while, And Reagan, he was a fascist, but he didn't fascist too much on American soil. He was fashion, in Central America and shit. A little off the radar, That's the difference. Is Trump sees us as the enemy. And these Christian nationalists, they kind of do too. We've allowed religion and politics to entwine itself into this ugly marriage that has created this movement that is evil, really, but they think that they're righteous. They think their cause is just, It's like even people in your family. I said, like, they're all churchgoers. They're like, the Charlie Kirk he was just a good Christian boy. It's like, you never watched the show, have you? If all you do is listen to them, they'll tell you that all day. Charlie Kirk was a good Christian boy. And it's like, really? I was like, according to Charlie Kirk, you shouldn't even have a fucking opinion. Did you know that? It's like, you should shut up and listen to your husband. Oh, you don't have a husband. Then you're worthless. That's not what I'm saying. That's what Charlie Kirk said. He was a good Christian boy. Was he? No, he's this new kind of Christian. Like I said, Christian nationalists. They're fanatics. They're like the Taliban in America. They want to enforce, and that's how they keep you on their side too. Is they used because my cousin was talking about what about the Sharia? They put the Sharia. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's all terrified. Mom, Donnie, though. He'll hit over. Oh yeah, of course, Julia. It's a whole movement. That's been a whole movement. Before that was the Klan. That's what the Klan was. It was a Christian organization. You didn't know? They're all Southern Baptists and or whatever, Pentecostals and crazy fucking religious nuts that think that the Bible, somehow in the Bible, that there's something there that says the white people should be the bastard race of the, I don't know how. I read the Bible and I still haven't figured that out, where that is. But the only people that were chosen by God are the Jews. What they were chosen for, I still haven't figured out. It's like, the chosen people. Okay, what are we supposed to do? Not eat bread? It's like, religion is so stupid. I'm sorry. I just can't get into it, man. It's a mind fuck. It's a control system. It's there so that you learn to be a good little soldier and do what you're told. Like everything else. Like I was talking about college and shit. Like you learn stuff in college, but a lot of what you learn in college is how to play the nutlicking game. Politics. That's what it is now. It's like corporatism. The corporatism, politics, and religion are all merged together into this fucking wicked stew of... Yes, exactly. There ain't no white people in the Bible. Exactly. It's all in the Middle East. Now have you seen them paintings? They're all white. That's what I mean, is how the whole thing is fucked from the beginning. We start looking at it, it's like, okay, well, so this was us in the Middle East? And Noah walked around in the desert for 40 years with these people to get to somewhere that was like 100 miles away. Like, were they walking in circles? What were they doing? Yeah, but Julia, all that's subject to interpretation. She says that Jews are chosen people to be the sacrificial lamb so Christians can go to heaven, I guess. That's why they're letting BB get away with this shit. It's a means to an end. Yeah, but same thing. All that apocalypse shit, it's like the rapture. It ain't really there. It's all bullshit interpretations. That's what David Koresh was like. The seven seals in the Revelations, and only I could see it. It's like, that's the thing about religion. You get a guy who talks smooth enough, and he says, no, this is what this means, and then people go, oh, really? Yeah. And then you get one follower, then you get another one, and you get another one, and once you start to get some numbers, then, there's safety in numbers, so other people see the group, and then they go, oh, it was a group, we got to join that group. Yeah, they believe, that they got to rebuild the Temple Mount or whatever else, and then Jesus will come back. And it's insane. And none of it is really in there. You ever sit here one day and just read the book of Revelation until we find the rapture and the apocalypse and to build the Temple Mount and Jesus will come back thing? Because I'll tell you right now, it ain't there. These are all made up bullshit stories. Just like the fucking white, like you said, like that there's white people in the Middle East. It's a collection of, it's not no more than the Grimm's fairy tales. What is Grimm's fairy tales, right? Fairy tales with little spooky, And most of the time, they have a lesson in them of like, if you do some stupid shit, that bad things will happen to you. You know, and that's really all the Bible is. It's a collection of fairy tales to tell you how to be a good person, you know, or it's a guidepost for morality. And that's the only difference between the Bible and those books is the Bible actually tries to tell you, you know, you have to do these things or you're gonna. I told you I like paraphernalia. I found another one. I forgot to bring it home to show it to you, but it was like a card, and it looked like a cell phone screen, and it said, "You're receiving a call." It's like Jesus is calling. I swear to God, it's like an iPhone with the green and the red phone, and it said Jesus on the top. I'm like, Jesus is calling you, and then you flip it over, and it's like, there's two choices. And it was like, one, it's like, I do accept the Lord Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and blah, blah, and I'm forgiven for all my sins, go to heaven. And it's like, number two, you do realize you're going to burn in hell for eternity. Oh my God. And I still cannot grasp the purpose of these flyers. Like, who is converted to religion by a flyer they found? It's not like, oh, I found this flyer that told me about this band that was playing, and I went and seen them, and oh man, they're great. You know, like that's like, no, you're talking about religion, changing your life when you find a. This guy's like, man, I was at the lowest point of my life ever. I was sucking off truckers at the pilot for meth money, and and while I went to the sink to wash my hands and mouth, I found these flyers. Tell me about Jesus. You mean there's another way? Does this work? And if it does work, how easily swayed are you as a human being? And two, if you're old enough to be sucking off truckers at the pilot truck stop, and you never heard of Jesus? There's a church every other fucking mile in this country. Oh man, who is this Jesus fella? It's like, you can't escape it. They got whole radio programmers right here. Turn on the AM radio at night. They got all these weird preachers preaching. Used to be this guy called the Overcomer. He's the last day prophet of the Lord. He's I'm the Overcomer. And he had like a cult in North Carolina. He had set up his own radio station. He was I don't think there's pirates, and some people are picking this program up. I don't know why. Like, apparently, AM radio will pick up any radio program. All you gotta do is buy a tower, start broadcasting. 16:35 a.m. is like, hey, that Overcomer guy, we put him on the air. It's like, I don't know how they get on the air, but he's on the air. You know, he's saying all this shit. Same thing. It was all political. You know, it's all about this is happening and that's happening and that's what means that the seventh seal's gonna open and Jesus is gonna come back. If you were Jesus, right? The time you had when you were here, you really think you want to come back? Like, God's like, you gotta go back. What? If they fucking beat the shit out of me, nail me up to a cross. Fuck those people. And he's like, oh no, you gotta go back. Get down there. It's like, I ain't fucking going back. Like, fuck those people. about that too. The very concept of the story. He came here to save us all. Right? And what did we do? We fucking beat the fuck out of him and I said, nailed him up to the cross, killed him. In the most painful way possible. What does that say about us? And he says, because you did that, you are forgiven. What? That's the story. By the blood of his blood and whatever, like, because you beat the shit out of him and nailed him up to a cross, you are now forgiven for all your sins. You can go to heaven. Really? The story itself is fucking insane. And people have been reenacting it for 1,000 years. There's places in Europe as you go, where major Catholics and shit like that, where they have like festivals where they parade and the dudes go down the street and they beat them. I swear to God. Smell the blood on their back. She's just beating them with whips and shit. This is what God wants us to do. It's like, what the fuck is this? This is some fucking perverted shit. It's fucked up. But yet, you're like, oh, it's totally normal. It's religion. It's Christianity. It's mind fuck, bro. Guys beating the other dudes in the streets for entertainment, and other people are watching. Oh, this is what Jesus went through. Beat him, hit him more. It's like, it's crazy if you think about it. Nobody ever steps outside. It says like, hey, look at this. Look at what you're doing. You don't think this is fucked up? No. And then when science starts to disprove it, they just mind fuck again. And the gaslight. Ken Ham built the Creation Museum, and it worked. It worked. They said there's 40-something% of people in this country who believe that dinosaurs and humans coexisted together on the planet. Because rather than accept science, this is what they told themselves. I've been to the Creation Museum. It's one of the most fucked up things you've ever seen. But again, people are walking around. And you're like, this is crazy. The human race is insane. And that's the real problem. And we don't want to address. I ever told you about that? This is a real thing. When you go to the Creation Museum, they have a planetarium. Which sounds crazy, but it's true. And you go, they have a movie theater, you go to watch this movie about Jesus and God or whatever, you know, and how God created the world in 7 days, you know, and all that shit. And then there's a planetarium. You go in the planetarium, they start showing you the galaxy and the other planets and like black holes and nebulas, and you know, it's really cool. And then this voice comes on. It's like a red nebula, right? And he goes, and this voice comes on, and I swear to God, because I'll never forget it, word for word. The voice comes on and goes, how do we know that God created the universe? Well, nebulas are beautiful. God loves beauty. Therefore, God created nebulas. I started laughing out loud. My dad was like, shut up. I was like, this is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard in my life. And there's a whole fucking audience full of people. Oh. I'm like, ah. This is why I'm a loner. It's like, because the human race freaks me out, man. These beliefs are fucking ridiculous. It would be different if I had never gone to church. I grew up in the church. My grandparents were religious, as religious as you can get. They sat and watched Billy Graham on television. You go to church every Sunday. When I was a kid, my parents would want to get rid of me. They'd take me to my grandma's for the weekend so they could do whatever they were going to do. And I had to go to church on Sunday, which I didn't mind because they always took me to Bonanza or something afterwards. I got to eat a good meal, but and my grandfather was a Sunday school teacher. And even to him, I was like, these stories they don't make no fucking sense. What do you mean you put two of everything? What do you mean whale swallowed to be living in whale stomach for 2 days with the krill and shit? What the fuck is going on? It's like this. And what does this have to do with me and the universe and the heaven? And oh, look, I got another Twitch bot. Downcast flag no. Cheap viewers under. I told you, I don't want any cheap viewers unless they're strapped to a chair and forced to watch this show. We need bot viewers. Real human beings. That's like... It's insane. And then just look around. I'm not just Christianity. I think all religions are fucking stupid. The only ones that I really think have any validity whatsoever are ones that don't really have gods. Like that are cool. When have reached the inner peace inside of yourself, because that's real. Like this invisible man in the sky that created the earth in 7 days and then, and then just left us to fucking flounder like this. Are you kidding me? This is all part of his plan. That's what they always say. It's like, really? Them having those fishermen blown up in the fucking Venezuelan waters, that's part of God's plan? Well, it's a fucked up plan, It's like... It's fucked up, man. Yes, it is a way to keep people in line, Julia. Obedient, submissive, compliant, so those in charge can benefit. Yeah, of course. It's like the Vatican. You know how much bad shit the Vatican has done? Horrible things. All throughout history. Not just like, once or twice. They did that horrible shit. Multiple times. And it's a sex factory for pedophiles. And yet still it exists as an organization, and 1 million people gathered to see that Pope. It's a mental illness, bro. Well, I mean, like I said, mental illness is a bad word to use because you're born with a mental illness. This is something people choose to suspend their beliefs. I'm sorry, to suspend their common sense and logic in exchange for blind belief. It's kind of like Trumpers. They're like, he's the best, no matter what he does. It's fucking, no. He's the chosen one. I think you chose wrong, bro. It's like, that's the most horrible thing about it to me. It's not that the fascism has finally come to America, and that's fine, Julia. I'm about to leave anyway. But the fascism has come to America, and it wasn't like some smooth talking, like I said, like what you would expect. It's like, if you just showed a picture of Donald Trump, you go, this is the guy. What? Yes. He captivated millions with this. And you play a clip of him talking, you go, yep, with his smooth oral abilities. He blinded all these people. And he's like, windmills will kill you, give you cancer. This is the guy. Yep, this is the guy. We're going with him. It's fucking unbelievable. I still can't wrap my head around it. Anyway, Julie's leaving. I'm leaving too. I've been here for an hour. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I'll be back on Thursday at 6 o'clock as usual, and we'll see what new developments have occurred since then. It's like, I will promise you this: they will have not released the Epstein files still when we come back on Thursday. Thank you for hanging out. I am Bruce Leonard. That's it. I'll be back Thursday, 6 o'clock. Please join me. Thank you for watching. Go out, do something, enjoy your life. Don't get sucked in by all this. I'll see you on Thursday. I love you guys. Good night.